Hey there, real quick before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Kloppel Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started.
That is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. We're going to get to that in just a second, but first, let me introduce you to the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? I officially started college classes like last week.
You're like a billion years old.
I am in this. My hair,
What?
proves it
You
now.
look it today. Wow. Okay.
This is what I look like on the inside. But yeah, I started college classes, and
Yeah.
it's
How's
a
it
lot.
going?
It's good. It's a lot
Uh-huh.
compared to high school.
Yeah.
And I've taken advanced classes, and it's like taking a bunch of those.
Okay.
So far.
Yeah,
I've
so
got
it
a
actually is
couple, though,
harder.
that aren't as crazy, but
All right. Well,
it's good.
good luck. I
Thank
think everyone's
you.
back in that school mode now. Well, let me show you how to play these notes. We do. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. We'll move on. Dun, 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 dun. This is that song. I'm going to show you how to play all the notes here, but what I'd recommend is probably just learn those ones right there. Those first 4 notes, that's all that most people know of it. And I'm going to show it to you up here. But if you would zoom out for me, if I were you, I would actually play it not here, but I'd play it really low, like here. That sounds way scarier down there. But we're not going to do that till like level 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that. So anyway, back up to here. Let me show you how to find the first notes here. You're going to find any group of 2 black notes, like those ones right there, like those ones right there, or those ones right there. Any group of 2 works. Just don't pick a group of 3 like those. Take any group of 2, take the one that's on the right, go ahead and play that right now. So that one right there, and drag it even farther to the right until you land on a white note. That note right there should be an E every single time, no matter what group of 2 black notes you pick. That one right next to it is an E. And we're gonna play 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, and then skip down. Like that. And you happen to be playing E's and a C. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, skip. That's the whole song. Honestly, like that, of the like 35 minutes of the song, that's pretty much the whole song. He just takes that idea and like moves it around. So instead of like, sometimes he'll play like that same thing but higher. Or he'll play like the same thing but moved over. So instead of, he'll play like that. Actually, that's the next section. So play the exact same thing but move it over 1 note. So if you play that but move it over 1, you'd come up with a D and a B. So it's just a third. So the whole first line is just that same thing. Beethoven's Fifth, long pause, long pause. It's just a third. Long pause, long pause. And then do the same thing you did at the beginning again. Right there, except this time instead of like big long pause, we gotta move right on to the next thing. All of them are basically the same thing. 1, 2, 3, jump, or 1, 2, 3, skip, or 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, move on to a different note. There's 3 chunks here that you gotta know. The first one you already know, we just played it. That's the words, it's eloquent. Okay, cool. So the next one is gonna be these ones, and then the next ones are gonna be these ones. So this is gonna take some time to memorize, because you gotta jump around and like remember where the notes are. The whole thing is basically that. But you have to memorize like what the notes are and stuff and where you're supposed to be. So we're gonna have that right there, and then immediately, no pauses, going right into the next one. Section 2 right here is the same idea, but we're gonna start on this note right here and come down to that one. So F, 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 E for the words, it's motivic. So it's eloquent, it's motivic. And then we've got our last set of 3, the third one right here. Again, the first one is the same thing as the first one up here. So that number 1 is still gonna be the same. So we've got, and then the third one, we're gonna have to go all the way up to a C. So you could count through the letters if you wanted to. That's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Or if you wanted to, after you land on that note, just go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, and you'll land on a C. And you're gonna play the exact same thing that you play at the beginning, but starting on a C. Right there. And that's the number 3, that's development. So the whole line would be, it's eloquent, it's motivic, development. Okay, cool. So then the next one is gonna be also a set of 3, but a different set of 3. Actually, number 2 is the same. So this number 2 right here, bam, that's gonna be the same thing, F, 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 E. Cool. The first one looks like the first one of the other one, except it's not quite. It's instead of E, 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 C, it's like you tried to play that, but you accidentally messed up and went too far. And so instead of landing on that note, you accidentally landed on that note. That's the right thing. That's the number one for that next set. So it's evident right there. Sorry, it's not the same. I didn't write it. Blame it on Beethoven. Number 2 is the same. The repeat is, so those notes right there are the same. And then the third one is way different. So we're gonna have to go all the way up to D. So instead of going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, we're gonna go up 6 notes for this one. It's getting pretty high now. An estimate, but it's still the same exact idea of like 3 notes and then a move. So 1, 2, 3, move. I'll play all 6 of those. Let me show you these 2 lines right next to each other. There's 3 on the top and then 3 on the next one. So the first one is number 2, number 3. Now for the next line, number 1, number 2 is the same, number 3. So we got to memorize all those. And then okay, cool. So it's just a matter of memorizing them. If it feels like a lot to memorize, don't try to do it all right now. Just do what you can and then maybe add 1 note into what you can. Try to work on that 1 extra note. Now, this next thing right here looks scary and it's jumping all over the place and stuff. It's actually not that bad. So here's the first thing we did. Oh, man. All right, Clapple, this will be our last time through, but first let me show them this last section because it's literally all that's left in the song. Okay, so we're gonna play these same notes that we played at the beginning. So we'd have the E's and the C's, except we're gonna play the one in the middle also. So we'd play E, E, and then instead of a third E, we play D and C. So just all 3 of these chunked together. Except we don't wanna play them right there. We wanna hang on to those with your left hand and do the exact same thing up here. So now hopefully we're holding on to 6 notes at the same time. E, D, C, and also E, D, C. So we would play E, E, D, C. Now down here, instead of playing, we're gonna play it upside down. So this one comes down, but this one over here is upside down. Watch this. Yeah, the opposite, right? So we come down and then we do it upside down. And then we come down and we do it upside down. We come down, so. There's only 2 notes left. Sorry, Clapple, I'm gonna show them these last 2 notes. It's an A and then an E for break and down. So after you go that one, we're gonna skip down to this one and then play that one. And that's it, that's the whole song. So, along with the track, you don't have to play these notes if you don't want to. Get at least the first 4 notes. So get ready for these. You can do that much. But then I'll play the rest of it for you. Get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about any notes that you miss. I'm gonna try to go all the way through. On your mark, get set, here we go. And a 2, and a 1, 2, go. Beethoven's 5th, long pause, and then it's just a 3rd, and then long pause. Here we go. This is the scary part. It's eloquent, it's motivated development. It's evident the repeat is an estimate. It's coming down, it's upside down, it's coming down, it's upside down. It's time for a break. Yep, so those are all of the notes. We will get to practice those more on level 2, 3, and 4, and 5. But for right now, Kendra, tell us about our weekly activity.
This week is the songwriting dice, and this one is kind of tricky, probably mostly for the older students who have done the workshop at learnpianolive.com/songwriting. But all you have to do for the 150 bonus points is cut out the dice and put them together, and tag Learn Piano Live when you post the picture on Facebook or Instagram.
And that one's for all of you songwriters who just like to want to be creative and make up new stuff and mix it up a little bit. So that's a way you can mix up the songs that you're writing. Right now, it's time for our feature of the day. And I want to show you the world record for classical pianists playing 765 notes in 1 minute. Here's the world record. It's 1 minute of playing the same note. His name is Bence Peter, and here he goes. There you go. That's 765 of C sharps in 1 minute. And actually, he starts out the way that you're supposed to, like playing it back and forth with one finger. And if you haven't tried that before, you should, because that'll make you a way faster pianist. So you're playing like 2 notes, like take these 2 fingers and just play them back and forth, like a thumb and then a pointer and then a thumb and a pointer, and see if you can get them really, really, really fast. Some people even like to try 3 fingers. So like middle pointer, thumb, middle pointer, thumb. At first, it makes you really slow because it's hard to do 3 fingers in a row. But then if you could practice it up, then it makes you way faster. But you can see it was like 10 or 20 seconds into it. He gets pretty desperate and then tries to do it with 2 fingers too. So anyway, but that is our world record, which means it's time for mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And this week is from James Got Talent, who says, Dear Jamin, how many points do I get for submitting a song? Well, actually, I tell you all of the points if you wait till after one of the lessons. I know, like, I'm like, goodbye, and Clapple says goodbye. Actually, he just tries to speak over my face most of the time at the end of the lesson. But we all say goodbye, and then, like, a lot of you log off. But if you wait till the very, 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 very end of the lesson, then I will let you know how much everything is worth, how to get all the points that you want. So, all I want to tell you right now is a few secrets about our song. It's called Secret Information.
Secret information.
And this week, in our top secret information folder, we've got some information about this song that says, oh, at the beginning, yeah, let me show you this. So it says that a third means 3 letters. Let me show you how this works. At the beginning, it says Beethoven's 5th. It's just a third. In music, a third is when we skip from one letter, we skip over another letter to another one. So right here, when we go like this, we're playing an E, and then we skip over the D and get to the C. That involves 3 letters. So that is a third. But this one over here, that going from that one to that one, we call that a D. We skip over a C and we go down to a B. That's also a third, even though it's a different number of half steps. So we count our intervals, the number that we give the distance from one note to another one. We use the letters, not the half steps. So from here to here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps. But that's called a third. Also called a third is this right here. Going from here, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 half steps. That's less than 4 half steps, but we still call it a third because it involves 3 letters, which means if you're going from an E flat to a C, then that is a third, E flat to C, because E, D, and C. But if you're going from a D sharp to a C, you're going from a D to a C, that's only 2 letters. That would be a second. It's the same notes, but depending on what you call it, it's either a second or a third. All right, next, in our top secret information folder. Oh, this song is, don't tell anyone, we say it's in the key of C because there's no black notes, it's all white notes. It's not actually in the key of C, it's actually in the key of A minor. And the way you'd be able to tell that is if you go to level 2B, right here, actually level 2 right here, it's got this chord in it right here, an E chord, which has a black note in it. And so if you have a song that's all white notes, except you've got an E chord in there, it's almost always the key of A minor. So this one's actually in the key of A minor. That's all the secret information that we have in the folder, which means our last piece of secret information is who won the raffle. Maybe it's you. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.